His Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, His Excellency Mr. Jörg Lober, President of the Human Rights Council, His Excellency Mr. Volker Turk, United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Excellencies, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Mauritius. Allow me at the very outset to congratulate Your Excellency, Jörg Lober, on your appointment as President of the Human Rights Council for the year 2025. I assure you of my full support and that of my delegation during your tenure. Mr. President, many heads of state and government and my counterparts who took the floor before me have painted the bleak image of today's geopolitical situation. Indeed, the world is undergoing transformations on a scale and at a speed hitherto unknown in human history. Those transformations challenge the very foundations of the multilateral system and the primacy of international law, which served our collective interests since 1945. Among the challenges are the multiplication of conflicts, growing protectionism, climate change and its impacts on the global environment and human societies, and advances in technology which are impacting on our enjoyment of human rights. We need to continue building on the foundation stones of our rules-based system if we want to continue protecting and promoting human rights. Mr. President, Mauritius remains steadfast in its commitments to upholding the rule of law and international law. Last year's general elections in Mauritius demonstrated of the vibrant democracy that is Mauritius and the commitment of each Mauritian to both upholding our civil and political rights and preserving the institutions that are the bedrock of a democratic society. In January 2025, the new government presented its program for the period 2025-2029, a bridge to the future, in line with our commitments during the electoral campaign. A bridge to the future seems apt for today's occasion. Looking back is the occasion to pause and reflect on the work that has been enabled through three major texts that served our collective interest: the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, whose 30th anniversary we celebrate this year, the Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, which will turn 60 this year, and the Charter of the United Nations, whose 80th anniversary we commemorate this year. These three documents are among the pillars of our rules-based system. They are essential in our actions to promote and protect human rights as global and regional challenges makes their heads rear anew. The principles for which these documents stand for were reaffirmed in the Pact for the Future and the Global Digital Compact adopted last year at the UNJ. The Pact for the Future was not only an opportunity to look at today's challenges, but it set the vision and scene for the coming decade. A vision for the future we want, for the future we need. As we look to the future, the government of Mauritius will set up a constitutional review commission, which will inter alia include the right to clean, healthy and sustainable environment in our constitution, in line with the international recognition of this right by this August Assembly and the United Nations General Assembly in 2022. Mr. President, in line with our international commitments, Mauritius will be participating during the reviews of its reports by the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination and the Committee Against Torture in April 2025. Mauritius will also continue supporting the work of Special Procedures Mandate holders. In this context, we look forward to the interactive dialogue during this session with the Special Rapporteur on the right to privacy, following her visit to Mauritius in November 2023. I thank you for your attention.